So I've got a few things out of the boat here. This isn't all of it. We're just going to paint it white. So we've got some white exterior paint. Probably not the right thing to use, but we've got a roller here, some paint brushes. And we're also just going to sand it down a little bit because it's a bit rough. It also gets some of the dirt off it. Let's get going. So we finished the first coat on them. It's looking nice. Haven't done it all. Some of that you won't even see, so it's all good. Definitely have to do more than one coat because you can see some of it coming through. So far, looking good. See how there's this marking coming through? So it's actually bleeding through the paint. So you're actually meant to seal this. You're meant to seal the timber so that doesn't actually happen because it looks pretty bad. And it's happening on all of them. It's not as noticeable on the camera, but all of these have it coming through. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this sealer stain blocker on. It's white, so we're going to probably do 2 coats of this and then maybe 1 more coat on top of the other paint. And let's see if the stains come through then. First coat's done. It says to leave it for 45 minutes. They definitely look better, but usually it doesn't show up for a while after they've started drying. But we're going to put another coat on. It's definitely not the same color. Don't know if you can tell, but it's slightly off-white. So we definitely have to paint over it again. Alright, so we finished. So we put 3 coats of the exterior paint on and it didn't stop bleeding through. So then we put 2 coats of that primer and then it's got 1 coat on top of that. And as you can see, there isn't any staining. I think there's a little bit in some of the spots. On one of them I found a tiny amount, but it mustn't have just sealed it very well. But they're all doing pretty good. So they're all done. Just went to Bunnings and got a cheap sander. So we're just going to sand all the floor to get rid of the old paint and stuff that's on it. And any of this old carpet that's still stuck to it. And yeah, do all the bits on the floor. Spent some time scratching off all this. This is what it used to look like. I'm not actually going to touch that one. Can't really get up into it. But the rest of them I've pretty much scratched most of it off. And so I'm going to start sanding them like I've done here. Doesn't really do much, but it takes off anything that is still loose on there. So once I've done that, I can clean all the dust off. Probably give it a better clean. You can still see some of the mold or whatever it is that's stuck inside the actual divots of this paint because it wasn't flat. So if we spray it, and then I've got a little brush here. Just do that, and then wipe that off. As you can see, it's gone now, so I just have to do that in the bad sections. Probably won't do it in all of them. It's not going to be too bad if I paint over that, I hope. Who knows. And then I've got to mask everything off as well, just all the window frames, and then I can start painting. Here's one part I've already done. So as you can see, this is what it's going to be left as, and that's painted over it. It feels smooth, and you can't really tell. This is just 1 coat, definitely gonna have to do more. Finish sanding the rest and then mask it all off. I'm not doing this part here because this connects to the outside. So it's just gonna be this top piece up here and then everything down there. Masked everything up that I don't want to get painted. It's not a very good line under there, it's really hard to get back there. But as you can see, Kate's gonna start painting out here and then I'm gonna mask downstairs and then we'll do that as well. There we have it, the first coat's done. So I'm gonna let it dry while we do the underneath bit, and then we'll come back and do another coat on it. So the first coat's done in here, looking a lot nicer. Just gonna let it dry, go paint some of those cabinets out the back, and then we'll get back into this. But I'm probably not gonna show you that. Pretty boring just watching it constantly. It's just gonna look the same, just a little more white. So it's all painted in here, got 3 coats on it. So it's all looking nice, just need to pull the tape off. So I also painted this as well. I did do the primer on it, except I ran out of primer. So it was 2 light coats. So in here, it didn't actually get too much, but you won't actually see it in there really. But on the outside, it does look fairly good. And the top around it, it's all nice and white. And also the back, because you will see the back when it's in here. Just gonna pull some tape off. And it appears that it had ran past the tape in spots, so it doesn't look too bad. I wish it wasn't cream, but anyway, I could always paint that as well at a later point. There is some of the paint that's gone under the tape. So all the tape's off now. It's looking pretty good. There are some bits where the tape actually pulled off the paint, like down there was really bad, took off a lot of paint. So I might have to just go around and touch them up as well, but it's not too bad actually. Doesn't look too bad. I also haven't been able to lay the carpet yet just because I was still painting. I didn't want the paint to get onto the brand new carpet, so it's just much easier to do it after. As you can see by all the paint on the ground, it definitely would have gotten on the new carpet if I laid it first. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. In the next episode, we're going to be laying the carpet. So until next time, see ya.